Hey friends and art nerds! I have a few classes coming up in Nashville, Tennessee that you guys might be interested in. 2 are through Nashville Community Ed, and 1 is through Plaza Art Materials, so I'm sure you can find something that piques your interest. I've taught making comics a couple times through NCE, but intermediate comics and from Stick to Figure are both new to Nashville. So making comics is an introductory level comic craft class that's great for anyone 13 and up, and it teaches the basics of planning and creating a comic. If you've always wanted to make a comic in a collaborative setting, or if you need a little extra push to start that comic project, this class would be perfect for you. It's great for those who are just making their first comic or interested in continuing their comics journey in a class setting. You're going to learn how to script your comic, you're going to learn how to design characters and environments, and you're going to get some hands-on experience with inking tools like brush pens, technical pens, brushes, and nibs. You can sign up through Nashville Community Ed for making comics, and you'll find a link to that in the description below. The class is on Thursdays beginning September 5th from 6 to 8 o'clock p.m. in room 112 of the Cohn School, and it is $69 for all 6 classes with most materials provided, although you are encouraged to bring your own sketchbooks. I'm also teaching from Stick to Figure, which is a figure drawing class for comic artists, illustrators, and people interested in animation. Learn the secret to constructive figure drawing. If you can draw stick figures, circles, rectangles, and triangles, you can learn to draw people. I highly recommend this class for anyone who's interested in improving their drawing speed, wants an easier method to draw people, or is looking to up their comic art game. And this class is sort of a addition to the other 2 classes that I'm teaching. I highly recommend it because this is going to be the only opportunity we really have to dive into figure drawing. So even if you're taking making comics and intermediate comics, you need to take from Stick to Figure. And from Stick to Figure is going to be on Sunday, September 8th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Nashville Plaza Art Material. So it's not an NCE class, but it is helped through Plaza. It's $25 for this 3-hour class with most materials provided, but if you want to bring your own sketchbook, that's highly recommended. And then finally, intermediate comics is a new class that was added by request. I plan on covering topics we couldn't cover in making comics or in my making comics and zine class. Alcohol markers, watercolors, adding tone, lettering, layout, printing, and more will be covered in the 6-week course. So if you took making comics and zines, or you're already making your own comics and zines and you want to learn more, this class would be a great fit for you. If you know anyone who missed out on the first comic making experience, please recommend making comics to them. Intermediate comics is open to anyone who's taken my other making comics classes, as well as to anyone who already has experience making comics. So if you're making a web comic and you'd like to up your game, you'd like to get into printing and making your own zines for shows, this class would be perfect for you. Intermediate comics is on Wednesdays from 6 to 8 p.m. beginning on September 11th in room 112 at the Cohn School, and it is $69 for all 6 classes with most materials provided. So I will be bringing in watercolors, I will be bringing in Copic markers, I'll be bringing in tone, I will even be providing some of the tech. But if you already have your own tablet or if you have a laptop computer, I highly encourage you to bring those in with you. That would help out a lot. Intermediate comics builds on concepts and skills already taught in making comics and covers additional topics such as adding color to your comic pages, scanning and digitally correcting your pages, laying out your comic, and printing your comics. I'm going to provide students with a fair amount of class tech access, but we are limited. So again, if you have your own tech, if you're comfortable with your own tech, please feel free to bring that in. And you can sign up for intermediate comics through a Nashville Community Ed as well. And the links for registration for all 3 classes are going to be in the description. I have more information about making comics and intermediate comics over on my blog, and you guys can find a link to that blog post in the description as well. So both making comics and intermediate comics will end in a joint zine exchange, zine/mini comic exchange at a to-be-announced location. Once I get a good idea for how many students are in both classes, I'm going to start making arrangements. even if you were enrolled in any of my previous comic classes and you have comics and zines that you'd like to exchange, you're also invited to come participate in this zine exchange. I would like this to be a public event, but again, since we're still determining the location, that information will be announced later on, but I promise I will keep you guys in the loop. So if you know of anyone who's in Nashville who would like to take this class, please do share this information with them. I'm really excited to be able to offer comic classes through Nashville. All of these classes are available to anyone aged 13 and up. With the community ed classes, if you are 13 to 16, you do need to register with a parent, guardian, or older person, basically anyone responsible for you who's over 18. If you are 16 and up, you can take the class on your own. If you are registering for the Plaza class from stick to figure, you can register on your own if you're from ages 13 and up. If you're younger than 13, you can register with a parent. So I hope to see you guys there, and I really look forward to seeing you guys this fall.